welcome back. Today I am going to be showing you what I got in my June 2019 Yes Oh Yes bag. If you aren't familiar with Yes Oh Yes, it is a monthly beauty subscription bag. It retails for $14.99 a month in US dollars. It is an additional $3.99 to ship within the US and an additional $9.50 to ship within Canada. I think with the exchange rate, it usually works out to around 30 Canadian dollars for what I pay, and you do get between 4 and 7 full-size items each month. This month for June, I did receive 6 full-size items in my bag, so let me show you what I got. To start things off, I did get this eyeliner. It is a gel liner by Cailyn Cosmetics. It's just a pot here. And if I did have to say anything about this, is the packaging bugs me out. I don't know if you can hear that. That squeaky sound. It's like nails on a chalkboard for me, but I can deal with it. This gel liner, I have used it. It is really nice. It's fairly budge proof as far as being waterproof and holding up to my teary eyes. I wore it swimming without any problem, and it does have this brush here, as I always, every video. This is what the brush looks like. It isn't angled or anything. It's fairly thin, and I was able to use it. I think in the future when I do use this though, I will just use a regular eyeliner brush that I have. It will just make it that much simpler, because this one the brush is a little thick, but in a pinch this would work as well. Really nice creamy consistency. It didn't bleed once it kind of was on the eyes and set. It was there and it was good. I'm not mad that I got it, and this one retails for $21. The next item that I got is by Dirty Little Secret, and it is their baked highlighter in Belissima. And this is what the actual product looks like. And this is the highlighter. It looks pretty deep and it looks pretty peachy color, but I am actually wearing it today. I'm not sure if you can tell. I'm going to do a really heavy swatch of this, and when I do a heavy swatch, it does come off as more peach, but when I do a really light swatch of it, it comes off as more of a pinky color. In the viewfinder, it kind of comes across as more pink, but this swatch is showing a little bit more peachy. However, this lighter swatch that I did here is very much more of an iridescent pink than peach. But a beautiful highlighter. I really like this. If you use a light hand with this, it is a very natural wearable look, or you can definitely build it up. If you are fair and you build it up, you'd probably want to use it as a blush or a blush topper. But again, if you just go in with a light hand, you'd probably be able to use it and just, you know, use it lightly and get a nice sheen from it. And again, it is more pink than peach, even though it's definitely more deceiving in the pot for what it actually comes out as. And that highlighter retails for $14. The next item I haven't opened yet, but I am excited to have it. I just have a few in my collection that I want to use up before I open it up. And it is a Pierre mascara, and it is their Volume Lash waterproof mascara. And I am so excited that I actually got a waterproof mascara in a subscription box, because that never happens for me. And I only mainly wear waterproof mascara. If I don't have waterproof mascara on, or if I have regular mascara on, I always top it with a waterproof one anyway, just because I have very teary eyes, and so it's just a real big mess. If I don't wear waterproof mascara, generally that's all I wear. So again, I'm very excited to have this and try this out, but it's going to kind of go in line behind a few other mascaras that I have to use before I open it. But this one retails for $20. Next up, I have by Appeal Cosmetics their gel liner, and this is in the shade of Forest Green. And it says it's a lip liner or an eyeliner. I'm telling you now, I'm just going to be using it on my eyes unless it's Halloween and I need to put green on my lips. But for me, that's not what I usually do, but it's really creamy. It's nice. I haven't tried this out yet, so I don't know how well it wears or the longevity of it. I don't know if this is contact lens friendly, meaning I don't know if it's going to stay where I put it or if it's going to transfer onto my lenses or not. I haven't tried it out yet, but again, I will get back to you. Most definitely, if it transfers onto my lenses, I will probably tell you about it. Otherwise, it might not make a big enough impression to come again, but you will definitely hear about it again if it's not very good. So, and this one retails for $21. The next item that we have is a brush, and it is by Sorme, and it is their 908 Tapered Angle Shader Brush. And it feels a little scratchy. It's not my favorite type of brush to have. I don't really want to use it around my eyes just because it does feel like a little scratchy. It's got hair coming up that's okay. We can cut that off. But this one might be really nice for my brows. I don't mind using it on my brows, but it just the look of it makes my eyes start to itch. So we will not be using this on my eyes, but I will definitely give it a try on my brows with the pomade and see how it works. And I couldn't find the exact price of this. I think it's anywhere between like $6 and $10 for this brush, but I believe Sorme is a professional beauty line that you have to usually buy from something like Cosmoprof and that sort of thing. So, or from a salon. So I'm not sure if this is in a set or on its own. I'm happy that I got this. Just, you know, not my favorite brush to get, but always useful. The last item I got in my bag is a palette, and I believe everyone had an option of maybe 3 or 4 different ones. Maybe there was only 2 this month, but I know there was a variation in the palettes that you could get. And when I first opened this one up, I was a little disappointed because out of all the ones that they were showing, this was the one I kind of didn't want. They were all kind of brighter palettes, but this one was all matte, and it is the Moira Dreamscapes palette. And it is a very bright neon kind of colored palette. And when I first got it, again, I was not super impressed. I don't mind bright colors, but I really like shimmer. I'm not someone to do an all matte look. I'm usually doing matte in the crease in the outer corner, and then my lid is usually all shimmery. So when I got this, I'm like, I don't really have a use for this. I'm not going to use color in this way. But then I was pulling out my liquid shadows that I have, and I pulled out my, which one? Milani. I have like a teal blue green one, and I'm like, that might look really good with this color right here, because I really am one when I'm wearing brighter colors. I like to have whatever's on my lid, I like to have a similar color that's matte in my crease. I like the cohesiveness of that instead of a drastic different color, if that makes sense. Some people will put like a blue on their lid and then they'll put like a red in their crease, and that's beautiful, but for me personally, I like when it's more cohesive and it blends into a similar shade that is matte instead of a completely different contrasting shade. So I'm like, that might work, and I tried it the other day. Well, I tried it last night, and this is what I came up with as a look, and I loved it. And then today I am wearing it again. I have by Essence one of their Metal Shock shadows on my lids, and then I just put this color in my crease, and I did use a few other neutral colors, just single shadows that I have just to finish off the look. But from this I used this one, and then I was looking through the rest of my stuff and I'm like, oh, this one would go with my other Metal Shock one, and this one will go good with another Metal Shock one, and this one would go good with maybe my Pixie one. And you know, I really started to enjoy this more, and I have so many of those shadows, that the liquid shadows, that I don't use because I'm never drawn to using them, because when I'm using a palette it usually has shimmers, so I just pull or just use the shimmers in a palette instead of the liquid shadows that I have. So I am actually really happy that I actually got this palette, because now I am using those liquid shadows that I got. So this one retails for, let's see, this one is $17, so not bad for an 18 pan palette. And the total value of my June box was $99. I lost the little card that came with it because I'm not sure what I did with the actual packaging, but it came like in a black bubble-op, and it had a card in it, and the card doesn't give you any information other than saying a percentage of savings that you're supposedly getting. So the card is missing, sorry if you were looking forward to seeing it. But for me, again, this bag is around $30 Canadian, and yay, this month I did not get charged duty. If you missed last month, I think I posted it, but in May I got charged $12 duty on my bag, and I was not impressed. And I had emailed Yes Oh Yes and just said, hey, I know I'm responsible for the duties and stuff, but I was just curious as to what values they had put on the actual outside of the bag on the customs sheet kind of thing that they do. They never got back to me, and it was covered by the Canada Post customs things and everything from last month. But this month when I got my bag, I just kind of looked at it, and I don't know if it's the same from last month as well, but it did just list as $10 for the value of the bag. So I appreciate that, whether that's something new or something they changed. I do appreciate the fact that they only put a $10 value instead of saying, oh, it's a $99 value, because I really don't want to get charged customs and duty and taxes on that kind of stuff. I don't mind paying the exchange rate, but when I get charged that extra stuff, makes me a little upset. Now, another thing that Yes Oh Yes is doing is every 4th month that you are subscribed to them, you can email them. And I think this time it said just send an email with the subject gift me or something like that. Anyway, they gave clear instructions on what you were supposed to do. But every 4th month they are giving an additional free product. So this month I did get another product, if I can find where I did receive a eyeliner. It's a liquid one and it's by Skone Cosmetics and it's their Insanely Intense Tattooed Waterproof Eyeliner. And this is in the shade Plum. And it is a liquid eyeliner. And I will try to... And it is this plum purple color here. And I have to say, I am really impressed with this liquid liner. I wore it the other day, and I really like the color because it's different than just straight up black or brown. It's just a little bit different. But I went swimming that day and this held on. It was there after I got out of the pool. And I mean, I'm a little fish when I'm swimming. I'm under the water. I'm, you know, as much time as I can spend under the water, I usually have a really hard time finding liquid liners that hold up for me. So this one was, how much is this one? The value of this is $20. And I have to say, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, it would depend on shipping for me, but once I have teary eyes and see how this holds up, if it does, this is something I would definitely invest in other colors in, just because, again, I have a hard time finding liners that don't, I'll put it on and I'll make a wing and then, you know, I'll go for a walk to the school to get my kids or something, and by the time I come home, the wing is basically gone, and it's usually just on my left eye for whatever reason. Sometimes my right eye does the same thing, but usually my left eye is worse than my right eye. So this, I will definitely have to test out, you know, one day when someone's cutting grass and just sit outside and see how it works and holds up while I'm like wiping tears from my eyes. But as for being in the pool, I was super impressed because most of the time liquid liners don't even hold on for me for that. So excited that I got this, and that brought the value of the bag up to $119 in total. So very much worth the $30 Canadian that I spent on the June bag. Let me know in the comments below if you get Yes Oh Yes and what you got. I think the brushes, some people got different ones, as well as the palettes. I would love to know what variation you got and if you were happy with what you received. If you are interested in learning more about Yes Oh Yes, I will leave a link in the description box below so that you can go and check it out. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.